check the oil, which is down in here. You're supposed to do this every morning before you start your motor, incidentally. You see where that says on there? It's full, because I keep it checked all the time. I don't ever let the service stations check them either, because they'll hold your thumb down like that, clear down on that, and make you believe you need oil when you don't. See that? You can hold it down there and it won't go down in there. Do it yourself. I guess my dad always figured if he had any problems, if he took a trip, they'd all be done when he got back. I must have inherited that from him. You don't ever get away from them, but then you solve them maybe. Met a lot of people. I went a lot of different places. Caravan to Alaska, Yellowknife, Nova Scotia, and around the United States, belonging to the Low Club. And of course the Slabs. If you haven't heard of the Slabs, that's the thing of all, to be with the loners at the Slabs. They spend the winter down there. All types of people from all places come to the Slabs.
See you. Glad you're here. We'll get you parked in a few minutes. You want to come out the door and give a few hugs?
Sounds good to me.
I got one for you.
Oh, I'd even take two.
I got two. Okay? New arrival! New arrival! Good to have you here.
You hug real good.
Hi there. So glad to see you here. This is the guy that missed a camp out, and when we found him, he had a triple bypass. That was 2 months ago, and here he is.
How about it?
And here's Dutchess. You know Dutchess?
Hi, Dutchess.
How are you? Glad to see you.
He's over there.
Come on.
Hi, Charles. Good to see you back.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, I was going to say, I bet your rocket is too.
Yeah, I got ready to come out to see my friends where they're all out here at the Slabs. And the doctor says, well, I shouldn't go out. Because he said if something happens, he didn't think there was any doctor in the area that could take care of me. But I told him, my friends are there and I'm going out.
For 25 years, I drove a school bus, and I'm sure it was easier than this. But this is my lifestyle, and I like it, and it's the only way to be. So
I spent my whole life raising kids and raising husbands. You know, they're like kids sometimes. And after I lost my husband, it's been 11 years now. The kids were all grown and gone. So I decided it's my turn. I had a big, beautiful home. I upped and sold it. And this is my home, right here.
This is the one I wrote a few years. In fact, I guess it says 1980? 1980? Here's to the lows of the loners on wheels, the people and places and things it reveals. The camp out, the rallies, the great get-togethers, the highways and byways and all kinds of weather. A friendly hello and the nice smiling faces upon your arrival from faraway places. It's all such a pleasure wherever you go to meet all his friends who belong to the low. Has helped, literally got people out of wheelchairs, I know that for sure. And it's been a great thing for a lot of people that probably would have been staring stupid at four walls if they hadn't joined this club, no matter. It just is. It just is.
In the trailer next to mine, in the trailer next to mine, there's a gal that's 69. Her husband goes out fishing and don't come home till 9. He says, I'm awfully tired, dear, and that's a very good sign. There'll be nothing doing in the trailer next to mine. Wherever we go, when Helen and I are together, they always ask us, are y'all twins? And we say no. And then I go into this little spiel. Well, we have the same mother, the same father. We were born the same year, the same day, the same hour. We're not twins. What are we?
We're triplets.
We grew up in a hospital operated by the Salvation Army. People did want to come in and adopt us. They didn't want to adopt 3. They couldn't afford 3. And then when we were about 2 years old, we went into this children's home. And as we look back, we think that they were very good to us. On occasion, there was 1 or 2 that didn't know doodly about children. Some parents would come every Sunday to visit their child. We had nobody to come to see us because we didn't know where our folks were. But there was this old man that always come to see the triplets. We called him Grandpa. When we were growing up, somebody made up this song about the burner home, which we lived. And we're going to sing it right now. There is a Bruner home not far away, where ham and butter served 3 times a day. Oh, how those Bruners yell when they hear that dinner bell. Oh, how those Bruners eat 3 times a day. Ho, ho, ho. Well, they told us all our lives we couldn't sing. Well, you know, we did play an instrument, and that helped. Ellen played a baritone, and Evelyn played the slide trombone, and I played the tuba. Sure. Baritone. Bum, 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 bum.
This is me and my family, my parents and my brothers and sisters, and I'm the little one, and the dog Sport. Way back in about 1914, I guess. And then we, in Tacoma, Washington, and then my brothers and Dad got rheumatoid arthritis, so they told us to move out of there and go to Wenatchee and eat vine-ripe tomatoes, so all they had was a covered wagon. So it took us 10 days to go from Tacoma to Wenatchee in a covered wagon and over the old Blewett Pass Road, and I'm sure we walked most of the way. So then about 10 years later, they sprung up with this 1913 Overland car that had the old carbide lights on it that you had to get out and light a match to. So in 1920, we went back to Kansas in that thing. Took us 6 weeks, and I think we walked half of the way with that. We got a lot of walking done in our, a lot of walking. But while I was in Kansas, I accumulated a horse, which I called Old Swift. He was probably the slowest horse in Kansas, but to me, he was a fast horse. His name was Swift. And then we got back to Washington, and then I accumulated a bicycle and a dog. Of course, it was a little faster than the horse. And the dog was faster than me and the bicycle both. Then it went on, and time marches on, and then in 41, 42, I went into the service. And I ended up even driving a tank. And that was me in the service. long time ago. So here I am now down on the desert. Zing, boom.
The gang's all here,
Now's the time to roll the barrel.
for the gang's all here.
Were you two both in the Army at the same time?
She was in,
They did.
you came in as a PFC. See, I came in as a first Louis,
How did you get in like that?
because I was a nurse.
Oh.
And they needed nurses, so
Well-
they gave them rank.
Well, you see, I was only there 3 months. They made me a sergeant.
Well, that was all right.
Not too shabby, was it?
No, indeed.
Because I told them they didn't know what they were doing. I wanted to go home. I'm not kidding you. And then they had us, we was instructors, and we didn't have nothing to show we were. We all had size 42 coveralls. They brought them on a bale of hay, men's coveralls, motor transport. And we all the same size. You'd roll the things up to your knees, and the sleeves come up to here, and the pocket come clear around the front, those size 42s. And you couldn't tell where you was coming or going.
Well, the trousers must have come up here.
Oh, they did.
We ain't got a barrel of money. Days may be cloudy and sunny, but we'll travel along, singing our song, side by side. We don't know what's coming to.
I don't think Helen mentioned this about the loads. That whenever you're traveling to a rally, and if you have a male companion, you travel each in his own rig.
Through all kinds of weather, what if the clouds may fall? As long as we're together, it really doesn't matter at all. Now we've all had our troubles and heartaches. We'll be the same as we started, just traveling along, singing our song, side by side.
She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain when she
comes. She'll
be coming
around the mountain.
There she blows. Did you get it?
The best thing about the traveling alone is 3 F's. Freedom, friends, fellowship. Helen, I agree with you. Freedom, fellowship, and friends. I'll go along with you.
You have a home
I
somewhere
got a home
in Wenatchee.
in Wenatchee. That's my cat's home.
I sold my home, bought me an RV, and away I went. And away I've been going.
It's the only way to go.
And when I get tired, I go stay with my daughter about 3 months. Then I go visit my other daughter, stay about 6 months.
You make them happy twice, once when you get there and once when you leave.
No, they're always sad when I leave.
No,
Are they
I
sad
don't
when you
believe
leave?
that. I made my mother happy twice, once when I got there and once when I left.
Well, I have a little grandson. I have 2 or 3 of them. So, but anyway, when he was in primary grade, the teacher wanted him to write a paper, and so my grandson wrote about grandma. Would you like to hear what he said?
Gee.
Yep.
Gee. Well,
It goes way back. It says, my grandma is great friend and grandma. She is a person you would not believe. My grandma can sing a song and not get tired. My grandma can run a race and come in last and get a trophy just for running.
well, you are a good
That's good. Well, they tell it like they see it. You know,
But he says, I love my grandma.
Oh, that's nice.
that's good. Come on, come on over to here. Okay, come here, Dutchess. See Joshua Tree here?
Yeah.
If we went in and found maybe a big enough camping area, he said that this could be crowded.
Oh,
But
up
now,
there
do you
to-
want to go clear to 29 Palms? It's another 15 miles, and then come in by the visitor center and then try to find a place to.
That visitor center, unless they've moved it, is down, and you can go up to 29 Palms, unless they've changed it. I don't know.
I don't know. I've never been. I just figured that you.
There's 29 Palms right here, Dutchess, and in order to get there, you either have to go up through this road or come around here.
Do we want to find a place that we can, big enough that we could all get into when the other group comes, or how do we want?
According to
Pardon me, but where will they find us if
Mary,
we don't?
there
Well,
wants to be.
I'm going to tell you something. We said, keep sitting here talking. They're going to be there and camped and gone by the time we get there.
No, they won't be.
I'm lonesome, but I'm happy. Rich, but I'm broke. And the good Lord knows the reason. I'm just a cowboy. From Dallas to Austin, the ranges I know. I drift with the wind. No one cares where I go.
I started traveling with my parents when I was real young. And I got a little older. The California Packers came to Washington, and they fascinated me with their stories. It was like the gold rush in California. I was probably different than my family because I didn't want to settle down. They all wanted to settle down and have families and get permanent things, and to me that was a waste of time. I wanted to see the world. So I started out in a covered wagon and graduated up to bicycles and ponies and horseback and cars, airplanes, motorhomes. Somewhere along there I had a tent or two. Now I'm headed for the Concorde. When I make that, I'll probably start all over again. There's no place else to go. You start at the bottom and go clear at the top. Where else is there to go? You got to go in between there someplace.
I don't know.
It's your sneaky friends.
She knows where she's going. We don't.
Huh? Look at this.
Dutchess, look at this guy's hat. Wait till he passes the rig.
Huh?
He's got a wolf's hat on.
He's probably keeping his ears warm, too.
Probably is, too.
These rocks, you know how these rocks were formed?
How? Oh, Mother Earth. Oh, Mother Earth.
How about that?
You want
Wouldn't
me?
want to run up to the top, would you?
You want me to run up there? I was gonna sing you a song then too.
Okay.
I've been on the mountain. I've seen the other side. I've been on the mountain and my soul is satisfied.
Okay, did you bring it?
Breakfast?
Yeah.
If I build the fire, you make the breakfast.
Look how smooth and even and level.
There. How
those
about
rocks
that?
are.
This one, too.
Look at that.
Here
Look
comes
at
a
that.
man.
What more could you ask for? Hey, there's a motor home down there.
It's more like God's country.
Oh, look at that. Now, well, we gotta, you want to walk up to the top of that?
Not me.
Just thought I'd ask. Don't say you wasn't invited. Why, some people are scared. Don't ask me why they're scared. I can't imagine anybody being scared of, well, some people are scared of the dark and some people are not. Some people are scared of driving, some people are not. I wasn't scared of the dark or driving or anything else. I guess I never got scared, but maybe I would have been scared.
Then I never worry about being attacked or murdered or anything. That doesn't even enter my mind.
Well, I have no problem either as far as worrying about parking alone, because I feel where I park, it's well lighted, such as the rest areas. And one time I couldn't find a place to park, so I saw this used car place, and there happened to be a space over there. So I went over there and parked the night in that space. And I said, next morning I said, boy, I better hurry up and get out of here, or they're going to try and sell this motorhome.
most exciting thing was at Shannico, Oregon, midnight. One time this guy come up, two guys come up and rattled a trailer at midnight. And I asked them what they wanted, and they wanted me to get up and give them some gas. So I suggested they go to a service station over there, and they suggested that they were asleep. And I said, what do you think I am? And they said, oh, come on, we just need a little gas to get to the river. And about that time, it upset me, and I said, I'll give you three choices. You can either go to the service station and get some gas, I'll turn my dog out on you, or I'll shoot you. It was just that simple. Up with their hands and said, we don't want any trouble. And I said, that's the smartest damn thing you said since you got here. In fact, I said, I'll count to three and I'll give you that choice again. I may not count to three. He said, we're leaving, we're leaving. I said, goodbye, that's the second smartest damn thing you said. So it was kind of nerve-wracking. Well, I wasn't too scared because I had a gun on him. If it gets to the nitty-gritty, you're me or them, it's not going to be me. Let's put it that way. It's just that simple.
And sometimes when I stop and get out of the motorhome, somebody, male or female, will come up and say, you little thing, drive that? I said, you betcha.
I am going to attach this hose, hopefully pull the plunger and let the stuff fly. Hopefully not on me. So, first thing you do, oh God, I'm a little bit worried about this. Oh, but I was afraid of.
If while traveling I should note a fellow broke down, I shall stop and render all possible aid.
Fame and fortune for dumping the crap. There she blows.
I went to a workshop and it was on tires, and one of the things they said was, don't hit the brakes when if you have a blowout. Stay off the brakes. So I had a blowout going up the mountain, and I could hear them in my head saying, don't hit the brakes, don't hit the brakes. So I just gradually kept my foot down. It was so hard not to, and eased off and holding on like this, and it's going like this. But I got off, and nothing happened, and I called road service.
Well, greetings.
Howdy.
Howdy.
You've been to the Fox River.
Yeah?
Where's it?
Hmm?
Where is it?
In Illinois.
Oh, that's a long way.
Just out of Chicago, about, west about 50, 60 miles, in a little town of Ottawa.
Oh. I missed Chicago one time.
Yeah.
They tell me you just go down the road here and you can't miss it. You gotta be kidding. I missed Chicago by 30 miles.
Well, I'm looking for a guy that was supposed to be here.
What's
His name is Lucky.
Oh, he's here.
He is?
He's the one that...
He hauls water.
Oh, he hauls water?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's here.
Well, he's over there someplace. How you doing?
We're getting him filled.
Desde 1 hasta 20, por favor. 1, toda la clase.
1,
2, 3,
cuatro, cinco, seis, siete.
Did you invent that, Marv?
Huh?
Did you invent your exercise machine?
Yeah. It took me about 50 years to develop what I've got here now. I'm still working on it. Give me another 20 and I'll have it in pretty good shape.
Well, when I first started telling jokes, my sister and I, we were taking a trip over in Australia. And so at the end of each happy hour, this one lady always told a joke. And everybody enjoyed it. So I said, gee, that's a good idea to have a joke or two after our happy hour. They like these kind of risque jokes that have a surprise ending. Nothing dirty, no bad words. I don't tell jokes like that.
How are you going to pick your joke for this afternoon's meeting?
You want me to read it? No. Like Ben Franklin is famous for kite flying, and the day he was flying his kite, and he ran out of string, so his wife came running out and said, "You need another piece." And Ben said, "Well, that's what I wanted last night, and you told me to go fly a kite."
Don't worry about me. It's all over now. Though I may be blue, I'll mind it somehow.
Now, when a low man is in attendance at a low dance, he shall endeavor never to dance with the same lady twice.
It can't be controlled. One day's warm, next day's cold. Don't pity me, 'cause I'm feeling blue. Don't be ashamed. It might have been you. Whoa, love, kiss me one time and go.
Hey, Helen!
I'll understand.
Helen!
Time for dinner.
Okay, Pat. What you want me to do?
Well, I want you to just bring all the goodies you got in your rig over out here, and I'll get all the goodies in my rig.
Okie dokie. I'm a-coming. I'm coming right now. Cookies tonight. They're nice.
Here's to us, and here's to the Lowe's, and to anybody else that want to join us, okay? ship will be sailing back to Kona. It's a grand old place that's always fair to see. You're telling me I'm just a little Hawaiian and a homesick island boy. I want to go back to my fish and my poi. I want to go back to my little grand shack in Kealakaho, Hawaii, where the huma huma noopa noopa awa awa go for
Morning, I'll be getting up. Morning, I'll be setting up a tiny table for food. Breakfast, I'll be making his breakfast. He'll be taking his shave and his shower. My happy hour. The coffee is steaming. Oh boy, what I'm dreaming while I'm cooking breakfast for the one I love. My baby likes bacon.
Hi.
And that's what I'm
What's up?
making. What are you doing? While I'm
Just switching the solar panel so it gets the sun for the rest of the day. Of course, I'm also on my way to heaven. This is the first step. I go now.
You want to tell me where you were last night? Are you knocking on my door at 3 o'clock this morning? You hear me? Do you hear me talking to you? Well, you promise not to do that some more? Just let me out. Just let me out one more time. Just let me out one more time. Yeah.
Typical load. The only reason I volunteered for this job was so that I could see how much mail I get myself.
I'll tell you what, we'll
How about over here?
there's some boxes right over yonder and get them because I want you to
Is this it?
pass the carton.
Oh, you want the plastic?
Yeah,
oh,
right.
Okay.
Oh, mucho gracias.
All ready for you. That's for other people, though. We've got plenty of it in here.
For Dave Frank.
Here, Ray, I'm going to give you a hug.
Good. Hell, I'll be back again tomorrow.
Oh, well, in that case, maybe I better give you one, too.
I'll come back again tomorrow.
Marvin, what are you going to do today?
Not very much.
Not very much.
Just as least as I possibly can.
Least as you possibly can.
Just as hard as I can.
You ain't going to cut wood?
No.
Not going to cut wood?
Mm-mm.
You're not going to go dancing?
Well, I may go dancing, yeah.
You may go dancing.
When we were growing up, we had beans on Monday, beans on Tuesday, beans on Wednesday, beans on Thursday, beans on Friday. Saturday we had beans. Sunday we had beans. Two times.
I'll bet you didn't have any gas problems, huh?
We're shooting all day. Got along pretty well, but still we would disagree with each other, and sometimes we'd come to blows and we'd wrestle and all that stuff. The biggest fight they had was over horseshoes. Yeah, who was the winner? Well, I was standing by rooting for both of you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, I'm marking this line here because the women pitch 10 feet from the stake, and men over 70 also can pitch 10 from the stake. And the men, otherwise the men pitch even with the stake on outside the pit. Since we've grown up and retired, we still like to participate in activities. And
Well, maybe I better go back, back a little further. We used to play a softball, and we were on the softball team for about 3 years, and really, I would say that was about the happiest years of my life. And then now that we're playing horseshoes, and that too almost takes the place of the softball we used to play. Aha. That is a ringer.
She got a ringer. Well, I may have gotten one too.
We've traveled all over the country just playing horseshoes. Maine, Connecticut, New Mexico, Japan, Korea. We've had a good time playing horseshoes.
Too dead.
Too dead.
Too dead. Helen killed it.
Evelyn was talking about how having a husband and having children, that helped with fulfilling a lot of her things in life. But I never had a husband, and I never had children. But you know, at my sister's children, at my sister's when they had babies, I was there for every one of them. And so I feel like I'm a good aunt to them, good old aunt, you know. What's the score, Pat?
22-10.
Ooh! Well, Evelyn,
That was a good game.
enjoyed it, Helen.
Thank you.
Enjoyed beating you. Yeah. My turn's next.
How many of you over there are single?
Oh!
Tell me about being single. What's it like being single?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Fantastic.
It looks
We
like
have-
we're maturing in life.
We don't want to.
You handle your own money and your own bed.
And you don't have to wash dishes if you don't want to.
You don't have to make your
You don't
own
have to
bed.
make your bed if you don't want
then
to.
once
You don't
in
have
a
to
while-
cook for anybody if you don't want to.
Once in a while, you
But
wash
you can
dishes
get
for somebody
together
else.
and have the greatest friends in the world.
Not me.
I wish I was single, oh then, oh then.
I wish I was single, oh then. I wish I was single, my pockets would jingle, and I wish I was single again.
You can take a bath when you get ready. You don't have to worry about somebody telling you smell.
A good point. Although aftershave ought to take care of that.
Yeah, little aftershave take care of that.
What about if you fell in love again? How many people here would get married again?
Never.
I'm not against it. If it's
Never.
I won't say never, but that's
Might have an affair, but never get
Probably.
married.
I fall in love.
I've been single all my life because I like to be single. Why be double when you can be single? If you're double, you got double trouble. If you're single, you only got single troubles. Of course, maybe if you're double, you got double happiness too. But then on the other hand, each has his good points. It's just a matter which one you want to go for. And I prefer being single, but I also like to be around people. Because if you're around people, you're single, but then you don't have somebody telling you what to do and what not to do. And actually, there's a lot of single people that are happier than a lot of these double people I've met during the road.
The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, and I hung my head and cried.
Should I ever suspect that an old man and lady has fallen in love, I shall know deep inside that this is the way God and Mother Nature intended man and woman to be.
How much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
I got to be in Lowe's when my second wife died. Went to California, Washington on an invite from my sister who was a Lowe. Met Francis at a dance. Francis was looking for a guy with a motorhome.
But not only a motorhome.
We worked on getting married for a while and was hit or miss and had a big trip planned to visit our kids. and it didn't seem proper to live together in the same motorhome, visiting our kids as singles. So we went off and got married. But we were in love. And we're happy to be alumni because it allows us to associate closer with our old friends in Lowe's.
The word is alumni.
Alumni.
We go over that all the time.
Why do you think it's so important to mix up with these guys around here? Men and women.
Well, we're both human.
That's it. Now there
And we both like
each other.
opposite sexes, regardless of our age.
That's right. No matter whether
And
they...
friendship, loveship, courtship, any old
Friendship.
thing.
And then there's a lot of other kind of, what would you say? Would you really say BS?
Oh, I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to keep it good.
Keep it clean. Sex? That's a personal question.
About sex, worry about sex. Sex is a long time ago, my friends. And I don't cook, I don't wash windows anymore. So, my friend, I go fishing. I go fishing in Baja. It's a lot more fun. Let's spend your life worry about sex.
We don't worry about it.
What
at
is
this
that?
age.
What is that? I baked a cake the other day for a party, and it was called Better Than Sex Cake, and I think that's the most sex most of us have had for a while.
You know, there were two ladies walking down the street, and Mary said to Maud, Maud, you know, all this old sex just gives me a pain in the neck. And so Maud said to her friend, why, Mary, you're doing it all wrong. You used to pick this stuff up and make salt shakers and stuff out of it. That all comes off, and then they made it illegal to it. I made some lampshades and salt shakers, and these have got little fish hooks on them. See them? I mean, they're not flimsy either. Look at that.
Look how long they are, too.
Look at that. If you want to settle down and not move, sit on one of those. And if you don't want a bouquet of flowers, don't pick them.
Well, I wonder how they smell. Shall I go smell one?
Yeah, we want to smell one. How about that? You want to make a pitch of teepee down there someplace?
Hey, do you two ever think about death?
No, I never do.
No?
Yeah, why think about that when you got so much
It's coming
to live for?
anyway, so why think about it?
That's a dumb thing to think about. You know.
Well, as long as we're alive, we're going to enjoy it, right?
Death never did bother me because it comes part of life, so you just well enjoy life and not worry about death. But on the other hand, you should be prepared for it, not to have other people have to do it. So I took it upon myself to prepare my own headstone, and I had a picture of the motorhome put on it, and the date of when I was born, and the other one hasn't been finished yet, and the years I put in the service, and then I had road to trees and highways, and said, told you I didn't feel good, but I'll see you down the road. Besides, I told you I didn't feel good. That's what's on my headstone in Wenatchee, Washington.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, Pancho Villa was there too. He had a tent. He had a stiletto.
He didn't sleep out. He didn't sleep out in the open.
He slept on the run. He could sleep riding bareback on a horse. Did you know that?
I'm not surprised.
Sure, he had the thing. His legs was so long they put straps and tied his feet together and take me to your leader. Did I away, boys, oh what did I away? I ask you now as a personal friend, what did I away? She way to Washington, boys, she way to Washington. I'll tell you now as a personal friend, she way to Washington. What did Tennessee, boys, oh what did Tennessee? I ask you now as a personal friend, oh what did Tennessee? She saw what Arkansas, boys, she saw what Arkansas. Why don't you come to my party tomorrow? I'm going to be 86.
Anybody interested? Well, you may be that old someday. Good luck to you. I hope you've enjoyed life as much as I have. Besides, I'm going for 100 anyhow, so I got a lot more places to go. Maybe these rock piles will be bigger by the next go-around. They seem to grow all the time. Cold country. Let's get out of here, huh?
Sandwiches, tuna with onions and garlic and everything else in it.
Yeah, this is my first deli mold I ever made. I'm very proud of it.
I can get some of that in there. Have you been around? It gives me great honor, in honor of all these lows standing out here today, Duchess, to crown you our Queen of the Slabs for today.
Oh.
Oh, and yay! Now you may sit down. Now sit down. Start us off. She's a grand old gal and a super low bow, and forever and ever may she be. She's the emblem of that wonderful love that she gives to us all for free. She's our queen right now, so let her take a bow. So loyal and true is she. Should all acquaintance be for us? No, follow Dutchess and path and be free. 1, 2, 3. Does everybody hear? Yes. There was this macho young man. He was always standing in front of the mirror, admiring himself. He went to the beach quite often and then came home, and before the mirror, he admired his beautiful tan. But there was one part of his body not tanned. He says to himself, I must do something about that. He goes to the beach and buries himself in the sand, exposing only that part he wanted tan. Two ladies, Dutchess and her friend, were walking along the beach, and Dutchess says to her friend, come over here and look what I found. And Dutchess to her friend said, when I was 10 years old, I was afraid of it. When I was 20 years old, I was curious about it. When I was 30, I admired it. When I was 40, I enjoyed it. When I was 50, I paid for it. And when I was 60, I prayed for it. Now that I'm 70 plus, the darn things are growing wild. Oh, that was good. 100 years or 100,000, whatever comes first.
Happy birthday, Dutchess.
Thank you.
One of our favorite lows.
Dutchess, are you planning on not traveling anymore?
Well, yes and no. I'm not as enthused about it as I used to be, but I haven't given up entirely. But then common sense will tell me to use a little more brains than what I have in the past of getting up in the middle of the night and taking off and crossing your fingers and hope you get there. It'd be common sense to tell you a better caravan with somebody or something. But we have to see. I got driver's license coming up and eye problems coming up, and so we're just playing it by ear now.
Do you want to travel more?
Well, sure, anybody that's traveled don't want to stop, but then you got to use a little common sense about it, whether you want to or whether you don't. You can't do everything. After all, I'm not a kid anymore, so let's face it. I don't want to end up out in the tulies there by myself someday, twitching and nobody knowing where I belong. I got to get back to that headstone, you know. I don't want to spend all that money and then not be there. So somebody find me out here in the boondocks someplace, and that'd be kind of dumb now. You got to admit that. So let's use a little common sense and take it a day at a time.
Well, I've enjoyed my life. Of course, you have your sad moments, your bad moments, but you don't like to think about those. You think about the happy times you have spent wherever you go. Well, I think I've lived a full life, but I think there's still a lot. It hasn't been the fullest because there's too many other things to do. And, of course, I think at the present, I think I have enough money, but it sure would be nice if I had like a little more do-re-mi. I could do a little bit more. But I'm having fun. No, I'm going to say, howdy-ho.
Adios.
I'll see you down the road.
Oh, bless you, my
Okay.
child. You take care and take me with you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to have to go and find somebody. I can't sit out here by myself and talk to myself and talk to the cactus. Why don't you come back and I'll go with you?
Why don't you just come go with me?
Okay, I'll see you down the road. I got to go now. Oh, wow, my pants stuck to... Oh, I got that... Wow. Wasn't the cactus, it was the sun. Goodbye.
I'm lonesome, but I'm happy. Rich, but I'm broke. And the good Lord knows the reason. I'm just a cowboy. From Dallas to Austin, the ranges I know. I drift with the wind. No one cares where I go. I ain't got a cent in these old worn-out jeans. Stop eating steaks and go back to beans. I'll pick up a 10 spot in Houston, I know, riding the broncs in a big rodeo.